Hey guys, JH, welcome to the Practice Tee. Okay, today we're going to talk about something that you hear an enormous amount about in the golf swing, and that is lag. And there are so many different ways that lag is taught. I don't teach lag specifically because I think it's too hard for people generally to do something along the lines of conventional thinking relative to lag. And most of the time the general consensus is that to get lag you've got to hold something back, or hold this back, hold this angle back here, and for a right-handed person it's usually the absolute concentration on the right wrist hinge here, like that in the downswing. Now I think there's an easier way to get lag, and it's a more natural process, and I call it naturally applied lag. And it goes against general consensus teaching in that we're not really trying to hold lag at all as a conscious effort, and particularly not for a right-handed person with the right hand like that. I find that when I do that, or when I try to do that, because the emphasis is so much on hanging on with that right hand and trying, that all this here stalls up. This whole right side of my body here stalls up, and it just doesn't fire. I thought that the greatest exponent of creating the proper type of natural lag was Mike Austin. And Mike Austin was very much a right side driver of his body, and particularly his right foot and his right knee. So what am I saying? I'm saying for right-handed people, and we just talk about trail side and lead side, you've got to use the trail side. Even if you're left-handed, the trail side is just the back side of the golf swing, and normally the power side of the golf swing, because normally our backhand is our predominant hand, our dominant hand. Okay, so what am I saying? I've got a little, it's not a trick, but it's I just think it's a natural process. Watch this. See that? See where my right leg is, particularly my right knee, and see the action of my right foot there? That's a natural process for getting all this mass here forward and into rotation. What I liked about Mike Austin, and for any of you guys that haven't seen Mike Austin, dig it up on YouTube and find the segment where he's in the skeleton suit doing what he calls the step and throw. Mike never ever wanted to do this, and Mike was the longest hitter out there. He's the Guinness Book of Records guy, 515 yards with a wooden golf club in a PGA tournament. Mike never tried to do that, but he got lots of that. Mike got that because he drove with his right side and right leg under his right arm, like that. Basically, when we get to here, we just drive that right foot with the hands really isolated, and that's what creates the lag, the natural lag. Mike used to try and get the club going as quick as he can in that fashion from the top of the swing. He never thought about that at all. He thought about that. But because he did that, that became that, because this was leading. And if you lead in this fashion here with the right knee and the right foot, you can do that as much as you like and as hard as you like, because the sequence is that the lower body has led the start of the downswing, so you basically can't throw the club away as such. So what am I saying? I'm saying I think if you use this natural part of the body and the natural process and action of doing that, which is very natural, you'll find it much easier to lag the golf club. Or even if you don't lag it a huge amount, you'll still get enough. I don't try and get any of this stuff. I've never tried to do that in my golf swing because I'm a free releaser of the golf club. Whenever I try and lag the club and get a lot of real angle here and the club leading too much, I just tend to either get really flat hard, you know, driving type shots, or I get too far with the handle in front and the club hasn't released. So I like to release the golf club, and I like to release it at the moment in that fashion. So guys, it's basically still involved with the premise of hovering the golf club, getting into the right side here. But once we're into that right side, just drive and then just throw the club at the ball as hard as you can. Just throw it. Don't hold onto it like this. I think that's the worst thing you can do, because as soon as you try and hold onto it like that, all the angles are wrong. And this stalls up and this stalls up. But here, watch this, guys, look. Look, I'm an old guy, but look, I've almost done a pirouette here. What do we got here? 6-iron. I'll just a reshafted 6-iron. I'll just really pirouette this release with the step and throw. Now look where I am. I'm right over here. That's as simple as falling off a log. It's actually easier, and it's not injurious to our body or health. How simple is that, guys? You can't make a golf swing any simpler than that. Once I've driven my right knee past what I think is the centre of my body, or the centre of the golf swing, and I feel in my mind that I'm doing that really early, so I can fire that as early as I like. I actually feel like this is happening. I'll actually try and throw this club away. I'll try and throw it away as much as I can, like a flap throw away. Look at this guy. Right shoulder is through 120 degrees on the follow through. Now the right shoulder is going to take the right torso, can take the right hip. But these are byproducts. This is the initiator. That right foot and right knee is the initiator. There. And it's very much Mike Austin's step and throw. He says, here, step and throw. So we're going to step and throw. So I'm almost pirouetting around here because I'm getting through the ball so much. And this is, you know, first swings of the day, dead cold, no warm-up, no flexibility, but you don't need it, guys. Just step and throw. It's easy on your back because getting that right heel elevated takes all the pressure off the lower lumbar. It's just easy to do. Just step and throw. that ball just goes so hard. Well, we'll just do it with a driver. Step and throw. Here we go. Whoops. See how I get through it, guys? And the good thing is that the only emphasis I have as a thought is driving that right foot and right leg on the downswing. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm just trying to do this. Step and throw. And the hit becomes very much a resultant rather than a specific action or application. You're not really trying to do any of this. And when you're going to hit a little short shot, I might be out of frame, guys, but I'm working with the sun here because it's just wrong for the camera this time of the day. I'm going to hit a little shot here about 40 yards out to a flag. Just going to, and you watch, I'm going to drive my foot. It takes a lot of pressure off the brain. Enormous amount of pressure off the brain, because this is basically the entire motivator, instigator of the resultant body component follow-on. It's going to hover. Now that ball sits down so soft, and it's almost like a feathery type flight. It's just it's just floating through the air. Takes all the pressure off your hands with a little shot, guys. Okay, it's going to take a bit of practice, because for people that have always used their hands deliberately, it's going to be hard because you feel like you've got no control, and you will hit the ball very solid. I mean, they're 45-yard shots and they're just coming down so soft. They're brilliant. Okay, so let's recap. I don't know where I am. Yeah, I don't know where I am here, guys, with the camera. It's just crazy. I get out of position and that's it. I'm over here in the rough because I like to get away from a lot of the stuff. They're doing a lot of cutting there this morning, although they're not there right now. So guys, we've got a 4-iron, and we're just going to have the same approach and the same feeling as I had with that wedge. We're just going to step and throw. We're going to take it back. Now, I don't think about any of this, and I don't care if it doesn't look like that there, and I don't care if it doesn't look like that there. I can tell you that that contact is perfect, and I've got the club doing that, straight lining. What Mike Austin talked about was that he just wanted the club to get to here as easily as it could. There. It's basically a throwing action. But you can't, if you did that throwing action like this, you threw that through the club like that, you would come over it and you probably hit a dead left, and it wouldn't go anywhere because there's nothing preceding that throw. I'll just do one with an arms only throw. There it is there. See, the weight's back here and I've just thrown it with my hands. The club's got past my hands and I've hit a hard flat pull hook, which you would expect that to happen. But if I'm driving here, the club can go as hard as it likes, and I've already got into a position where the hands can't wrap over and can't hit that low rent hook. So I'm going to overdo this. I might mishit this, but I'm going to show you how hard you can actually drive and still get a nice hit. Now that's just come down. So that's got tremendous height, beautiful flight, good contact, and I'm not thinking about lag. I couldn't care less about lag. What I'm trying to do is free up the golf club. I'm trying to free the golf club up. I want the club to do that. Like, just throw it away. Step and throw. But you can't throw it unless you step. So we'll have a big step. Of all the thousands and thousands of shots I've hit here, guys, that's probably as good as any I've ever hit in my life. And I feel like this. The club's an afterthought. Total afterthought. Look at what could be simple than that? Just step and throw. You can throw it as hard as you like. I'll hit this ridiculously hard, and so I might miss-hit it, but I'll see what the brink of disaster is. Can you step too hard and can you throw too hard? Maybe I think if you step early enough, you can't throw too hard. Look at this, guys, look. See, that's 4 iron, that's gone 2 iron distance. Hey, I'm no physical specimen, guys. I'm not a flexible guy. Look, that's it. You know, there's nothing going on here. But because I'm just releasing everything, it gives you that flexibility look about the swing and the result. I mean, that club's going really hard. Okay, we'll do it again. Just step and throw. Look at my right foot, look. Okay, that's overdone. But the good thing is I can overdo it and I don't get any inaccuracy in the shot. That's actually just gone further. They're all dead straight. The one thing I find with this, guys, which is very interesting, the ball never goes left. It just goes dead straight. No left, so you can hit as hard as you like, it doesn't go left. Because once you're here, the club face will always be coming in square, if not a little bit open. But because I'm trying to release it so hard, I'm squaring it up and it's going dead straight. Okay, so how do we build it in? Get a short iron. I always like to say I use longer irons because I just feel you don't really learn much with short irons because short irons are easy to hit. But you know, if you're not that confident, just get an iron on or a wedge or whatever and just do some of these. Just a little. But have the freedom and the confidence in your golf swing to drive that right foot. The thing I like about it, guys, is it takes a lot of the... I've got no hit impulse. I've got a throw impulse. Well, I've got just a throw. Get a fairway wood. Just let it go. Just let it go. That's the good thing. It just takes all the inhibitions out of the golf swing. And I'm only doing little half swings there at the moment just to show you how far to take it back. But once you become confident with it, just let it rip. Just let it rip. Do the right shoulder there, guys. Wow. Just do that. Just let it go. Step and throw. I say it's not my idea, but it's just part of the JH Practice Tee doctrine, and that is we'll explore every avenue. And the great ball strikers, and Mike Austin was probably up in the top 5 of all time. You know, people say he was the best. Even my Mo Norman told me that Mike Austin was the most powerful hitter he'd ever seen. Okay guys, we're going to do a real step and throw. See, the thing is you can't miss a shot, guys. I mean, they all go straight. Am I seeing the ball hit? I don't care. I'm not even thinking about it, I'm just stepping and throwing. Just step and throw. To hit 4-iron that high, and that solid and that straight, with absolutely no anxiety, I mean none, is crazy stuff. There's no anxiety there. Okay, we'll just... This is a big step and throw. Look at this, guys. Just let it go. Step, throw. Step, throw. I hit a lot of shots on these videos, guys, because I just want you to see the process. That's why I hit a lot of shots. And this is what I do when I'm trying to build something in. I just let it go and I keep reinforcing. All right, now we're really, there's a 200 marker out there. It's into the wind. It's 220 yards. This 4-iron. That's middle low in the 200. Okay, you could do it when you're here because it doesn't matter. But the good thing is it's such a natural action that you don't really think you're ever going to miss it. You just don't think you'll ever miss it. And it's very windy here, and it's a very strong right to left wind into us here, but that ball's holding itself. Okay, now I'll try if I can get the actual Mike Austin process. Mike did that on the backswing. Mike turned his hip that way, he threw the club this way, and then he threw it that way. We'll see if we can get the Mike Austin pivot as well as the step and throw. See guys, there's no miss hits. Well, you probably will. Okay, look, I've hit a lot of golf balls, and I've got a basically repeating golf swing, and it doesn't matter what action I use, my timing's the same. And you guys will see that I've tried 100 different actions over the years, but my timing's the same. So I'm lucky in that, from that aspect. Okay, let's just step and throw. That doesn't look like an old guy's swing, I wouldn't think, because I'm finishing here. It has all the freedom and mobility of a young guy's swing. And I'm not young and I'm not mobile. But because there's that, and that's why Mike Austin could swing, still hit at 340 when he was 80 years old. Still hit at 340 when he was 80 years old. Still had a club head speed of 118 miles an hour when he was 80 years old. They say at his peak it was about 140. Let's see if we can do a real lot of motion. That's the best shot of the day. Hey guys, that's a good one to finish on. Okay, so it's basically, the pivot is this. Let it go here. Get that step with the left leg. And then step with the right leg. I forgot to mention that. Step with the left leg on the backswing. Step with the right leg on the downswing. Sam Snead used to say that his golf swing was just walking with a golf club in his hand. Left, right. And Mike Austin did that better than anyone. Okay guys, have a look at that, see what you think. I think it's wonderful. And again, it's exploration of the golf swing, which I think is what we've all got to do. There might be something here that'll just gel with you and the light will turn on. I hope it does. Okay guys, there'll be plenty more of this off the beaten track type approach this year. Okay.